Hola, and como estas, amigos? Welcome to another edition of Tips, Tricks, and Tool Techniques. I'm your host, Mr. Sanchez, and on behalf of WindowCleaningResource.com, sit back and relax and prepare to learn. Hey Meng, this is Mr. Sanchez, and on behalf of WindowCleaningResource.com, we're going to be taking a look at some new stuff we got today. We got some Scrim. So we're over here with Mr. Uncle Phil, and he's going to be sharing with us the stuff we call Scrim. Okay, so what exactly is a Scrim?
A Scrim is a piece of what they call Irish linen. I really don't know the difference from Irish to American, but it's simply linen. It's incredibly absorbent. It dries incredibly fast. Get that out of my face. I can't do it with this Sanchez handle in my face.
Okay, man. All right, now Uncle Phil, can you tell us exactly what Scrim is?
No, I can't, but I can tell you what it feels like. It's linen. Carlos said that it's Irish linen, and we did the research and found out that Ireland no longer produces the flax that linen is made from. You have to go to France. I did some research here in the States, and we can get this kind of linen here. It's just linen. It is a natural linen. It's not synthetic linen. It's not the polyester. It's a natural linen. Linen's unavailable this time of year. They tell me you can't get it until springtime because linen is used to make spring clothing, apparently. The advantage to a window cleaner, to a piece of cloth this big that is made of linen, is not only is it phenomenally absorbent, but it dries really fast. Just to give you an idea, Sanchez and I have been working, along with the guy holding the camera, Joseph, we've been working for about 2 hours today. We've probably done 150, maybe 200 windows, and this got wet when Sanchez leaned down, all four corners leaned down with him, and it got wet. The corners were soaked. If that was a Huck towel, the entire towel by now would be wet. Since it's linen, a little over an hour later, it was dry and usable. I prefer to mix the Scrim with a chamois, but that's another video. Let me show you one major advantage, the big major advantage to using a Scrim as opposed to a Huck. You know, when we clean windows, often we don't have a perfect squeegee technique, which will leave a little water somewhere on the window. And that's what we use our towels for. I mean, if we were awesome squeegeers and the windows were done right every time, you'd never need a towel. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up or not, but there's some edges here that I missed. All right, I'm going to take my Scrim and I'm just going to wipe it down the same way I would with a Huck. The difference is that the little moisture that this thing picked up detailing that window, when I take it and I fold it, this is a dry corner. I put it in my pouch. You can put it in your pocket. One of the wet corners is down here. By the time I get to the next window, I've got a dry corner to work with. This will get wet. I'll rotate to this corner, fold it, stick it in there. That will begin to dry. And I just work my way around all four corners. At some point, maybe if I'm really hauling cheese, all four corners may get wet. Then I've got the center to work with. So over the course of one day, assuming you don't drop this in your bucket, over the course of one day, you can work your way all the way around the Scrim 4, 5, 6 times. When it does get wet, we take a break for lunch, throw this up on, I've got a camper shell on the back of my truck, and I flip this in the back on top of my ladder, and by the time I'm done with lunch, the entire Scrim is bone dry and ready to start all over again. So my personal professional opinion is this is the most phenomenal drying tool on the market. Did I cover everything?
Yes, you did.
Good.
All right, well, that's it. You got it for the Scrim, and we're going to be having that soon at WindowCleaningResource.com. So if you go there, check it out, order some, and you also use a, not a Scrim, you use a Scrim and a what else?
I use a synthetic chamois. My personal preference, I don't use a sponge anymore. I used to use a sponge, but I use a chamois. If I've got a window, what I call a soft edge, if the seal is not glazed perfectly, when I get away from the glass, the water may begin to cry out. On a window this size, that's a lot of water. So I'll take off the initial burst of water, so to speak, by using a synthetic chamois. Just follow the trail all the way down. If I don't like that and I want it to be perfect, then I grab my Scrim and dry everything up. But if you'll notice, I don't know if you can pan out, but I can work all day. There's no microfiber on my belt. There's no Huck towel on my belt. I simply have two drying tools, a chamois and a Scrim. At the end of the day, if these are nasty, I can wash them. But chances are, unless I've dropped it in some muddy water or something, I can just spread this out on the back of my truck, spread this out on another place in the back of my truck, and that's all I have to have. They don't get so wet like a huck. You know, hucks will get really wet. They'll start to stink. They'll stink up the back of your truck and the back of your car. It's not quite as bad with this because it just doesn't hold the moisture. So these two tools is all I've got in the back of my truck. I also want to thank Carlos and Chris for sending us the Scrim to do this video. I really appreciate it, guys.
Well, there you go. See you next time.
Yesterday I heard your voice.